I mean, I don't know. We can't really do anything. You can only control what you can control. So, when they tell you that you're suspended, you're suspended. You know, you ask what happened and why and all that type of stuff, but that's just more distraction. So, you move on, and you try not to let situations like this happen again.
Did you talk to him about it?
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate, situations where, it's you can't say much. You can't say much. That's why, I try to limit what I wanted to say with the foul situation and stuff, man. You can't say much, so you don't get yourself in trouble.
Jason, Cousins has been here 3 years, and every year there's been at least one kind of this public thing that would blow up. Are you guys still fully with him, behind him, and helping him get through all this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we try, every time we huddle up, we say family, we try and help each other up as much as we can. But at the end of the day, man, we all are grown men, and we all take our different accountability. So, you can get all the advice in the world, but, actions, speak louder than words. So, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect, but I think, the less mistakes that we have, the better situation and outcome we'll have.
Do you feel like you and DeMarcus are kind of leaning on each other, I guess, this past weekend, just everything that happened?
Yeah, he could cry on my shoulder if he needed it. But, yeah, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but I'd rather make these mistakes now than, make them later on in the season when, it matters, even though it matters now. But, we don't want DeMarcus out when we're trying to make a run for the playoffs, those last 8 games or, something like that. So I'd rather him get all his mistakes out now and me learn mine now than later on.
So a day later, you had time, I'm sure you've talked to people about the DeMarcus incident, the facts.
Believe it or not, I haven't talked to anyone about it. No one at all.
How much of a setback is this?
No, it's a step back because we missed him on the floor. Obviously going to play last night, and trying to play that game where he was starting to play and moving at a good rate the way he has been playing. I think he would have had a good chance, and we would have had a good chance to play that and win that game last night. So that was the step back and things that really hurt the most. But as far as what we can do about it now, just get through this next game and then get him back into the team and be ready to play from there. Oh yeah, we can do that. Oh, great. Yeah, he's back on the floor working like all our guys do, So it's not, hey, he missed a game. He's disappointed because that happened. But overall, he's back on the floor going through our defensive practice that we had earlier, and then our offensive practice, and our film session, just like he's been the whole year.
So I'm sure you haven't talked to anybody, but I'm sure you talked to him.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him, right away. Yeah, the first night. No, I wouldn't do that, no.
So is there going to be any further disciplinary?
What would you like for it to happen on my part? The league has already done it.
As far as what happened, did you guys talk about it?
I was in my press conference talking to you. I don't know.
Did you get to talk to him later?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Did
Yes.
he tell you what?
Yeah, he told me his story and his side.
What was the story?
That's between my center and a coach of the Sacramento Kings.
Do you feel
Coach,
that in terms of the suspension was justified? Was it too harsh?
The league made their decision, and we're going to just move on. They came down and said he's suspended for the 2 games, and what can we do? We lost the game last night, not having one of our best players on the floor, and we just have to move forward.
Thomas gets suspended.
Yeah.
He comes out, does the whole meeting, apologizing and all that. Cuz gets suspended, and we don't hear anything from him at all. Is that another?
No.
Would you have liked to have seen him just kind of do that whole?
Because you're going to ask him the same question you're asking me. It didn't happen to me, so
Yeah.
I can answer him with a straight face. But he comes over and asks you guys hearing the same question, and now, why? We already know.
Respond to it, or why?
I think in time he will. I think you talk to our well-respected Mr. May in our organization, and he'll get you a personal time to talk with him, and you can talk about those things. But sometimes things are a little raw at the moment. Let the young man sort this thing out, and then I'm sure you're not going anywhere this year, are you guys? So he'll be back around.
But why does it differ from DeMarcus as opposed to Thomas?
'Cause,
Thomas talks
let's see.
following.
When Thomas goes to his house and he turns his lights off, does DeMarcus Cousins' lights go off? No, they're 2 individual people. So different guys handle things differently. So he had a good practice today. Both of them did. And that's a concern right now. And how they deal with other issues are completely separate. So that's how I hope you guys will just deal with him on that and not try to make something more out of it because you don't get exactly what you want from the player right now.
Can you tell us, was Was he contrite when he talked to you?
That'd just be between myself and the player in the locker, my room in after the game, and then also in my room in L.A.
Keith, I think what a lot of people had a hard time with was in the report it said it was a hostile situation.
Hostile?
I mean, that was in the league report. I mean, is that something that you would agree with, or?
I don't know anything. I know, but it's over. I'm not going to talk about that.
It's just because people want clarification on what exactly is hostile. I think that's what they want.
Well, how am I going to say that? Then I wasn't there. I don't know if it was a hostile environment. I can't put words in what has happened. I talked to him, but he wasn't hostile in my room. So we're talking about it's over. Can we just let it go?